Okay, welcome to another edition of Huckins on Film. I'm your host, Kyle Huckins, and I just got through watching Would You Rather. Came out last year. I only heard about it recently. And the premise of it is a billionaire invites a bunch of people over to his place for a competition, and the winner gets the money they need for whatever life emergency they need the money to deal with. Of course, the games escalate out of control. It's a basic Saw knockoff. And for the most part, it's really not... It's not even that it's a bad film. It's mostly unremarkable. The dialogue's okay. Really none of the characters are developed at all. I mean, there's only one player who has really any kind of backstory. Some of the others, they'll get like a line of dialogue about themselves, but there really aren't any characters in this. It's not very interesting. There's a subplot going through this, which is actually kind of funny because it ends in the most anticlimactic way on the planet. You know, one of those where it's just like, oh, well, that's over. That added 2 minutes to the film. That was it. It just added 2 minutes to the film. However, there was one reason I was interested. There are actually two good things about this movie. One of the players is named Amy, played by Sasha Grey. And she's not even our protagonist in this, she's just one of the players. But you know how in every one of these you have almost all the players are trying to figure out how to get out of this. You know, it's like, let's all walk out of this alive. Sasha Grey plays, of course, the one renegade player who really doesn't give a shit if anyone else lives. And honestly, she's pretty good. She's very unpleasant. I mean, I don't know why she's so nasty, you find out a very little about her character, which explains why she might not be the nicest of people, but her character's so undeveloped that it kind of makes her viciousness sort of funny, because it just seems to have why the fuck not quality to it. But my main reason for seeing this movie, and the king of why the fuck not violence, the billionaire running the game is played by the immortal Jeffrey Combs. I love Jeffrey Combs. I really love that man. I don't even know where to begin. You know, to quote Diamanda Hagen, he is definitely at his finest when he is both camp and some kind of bastard. Then he is a camp evil bastard in this. Again, sadly, you don't know why he's playing this sadistic game with everyone, but you kind of don't care because there is so much sadistic glee coming off of this man. It's one of those things I love about Jeffrey Combs is he's been in a lot of bad movies. He's a character actor. He knows he's been in a lot of bad movies. But he usually Actually, not even sure if he's trying, because at this point, eating scenery to him is like breathing for mortals. Just he doesn't even have to think about it to do it. And he is positively feasting in this movie. Just incredibly campy, over the top, and hilarious. Inappropriately so, of course. As he is laughing and joking, and, people are getting mutilated and injuring each other. And he's having a grand old time, completely detached from it. I think that's what I've always loved about him, is how he could always play a character who, just in the most messed up of situations, can just be completely detached from it. Obviously hitting his apex of this in the Reanimator films, where there's a mild zombie apocalypse going on, all his fault, and he's really just not all that concerned about that. He's all about getting his work done. As for the horde of reanimated corpses killing people, that'll take care of itself. I've always loved the detachment of his more messed up characters, where they're so into something else, they just don't understand what's going on around them, or don't care, or both. So yes, it's not that good a movie. It's incredibly bland. I will give it a little credit, though. The ending got me a little bit. Or I should say, the first ending got me a little bit. So, the main character is played by Brittany Snow. And she's playing because her brother's got leukemia. Needs money, needs to move up the transplant. Things are not looking good. They establish early on that she's a vegan. They set up the whole she could never harm a fly thing. And her actions near the end really do take you by surprise. The ending of the game itself is a surprise. The ending of the movie after that is just downright sadistic. And really kind of needless. I know here I am talking about the cruel ending of a torture flick. I'm aware that I'm saying this. But yeah, it's not really a good movie. Most of the characters are just there. They should have done, probably pared down the number of characters. That way you could have given them a little more depth, could have gotten kind of attached to them. Even Combs' character, you don't know why he's doing this, other than this, he's a twisted old fuck. It's great watching him do that, but there's just so much that's... This could have been a much better movie, I think. But you know what? It's 90 minutes. It's a quick sit. And if you're a Jeffrey Combs fan, hey, you know what? He's still got it. And clearly the man loves his work. So, he just goes for it in this movie. So, yeah, like I said, that's a lukewarm recommendation at best. But if you're a Combs fan, it's totally worth it. Anyway, it's Kyle Huckins for Huckins on Film. Fucking off.